Welcome back, everybody. Now today, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be testing out the new War Machine buff, and coming from a future standpoint, I really like the buff. I think he's like much better. The damage output is exactly where I wanted it to be, and I think it is a really good buff. So this guy does not have too hard of a play style or anything either. The first fight I do mess it up just a tiny bit, but yeah. The rest of the video I do play him correctly. Alright, but yeah, for all unupgraded 4 stars, we do go to 4.1.6. The quest is called Trust. And for the Synergy team today, we're of course bringing on War Machine, since that's what this video is all about. And then we are bringing on Hulkbuster onto the team for an extra block proficiency. With special attacks, we are bringing Heimdall onto the team because he brings 2 additional cleanse charges, and we are also bringing Night Thrasher onto the team for extra rupture debuffs. But that doesn't really mean that much. Because the rupture is only with the SP1, and I found that SP1 is not the way to go. Alright, and for the last person we are bringing on the team, we are bringing on Hela onto the team. I'm pretty sure it's Hela. I'm not sure if it's Hela or Angela that we bring on. But we are bringing them onto the team for when you dash back, hold block, you gain a Fury. That is not a part of War Machine. However, it does really help out. Alright, so we use an energy refill, and yeah, and I'm gonna walk you through this first fight. I do mess up the rotation a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about the pre-fights during this first fight. Alright, so he has 3 pre-fights that he can bring on, and the first one is you gain 2 cleanse charges, and as we all know, cleanse, it's basically if you like get a debuff on you, it is taken off. And another one is gain energy resistance equal to the armor rating, and I will talk about the armor rating in just a second. And the last one is gain up to a certain amount of attack based on current armor rating and debuffs excluding stuns. Alright, but always active is a big armor up. It as an unupgraded 4-star, it brings in extra 3,000 armor, so it's pretty good. But yeah, you basically just want to constantly throw in combos, and I threw the SP2 a little bit ago to put on that armor break. Now, if you can throw off the SP3 while that armor break is on, you gain an extra passive Fury. If you don't have the armor break, you just gain 1 passive Fury. Now you can stack up to 2 armor breaks, and if you throw off the SP3, then you do get 3. I've not mastered the rotation of that, but I don't think it's really necessary. So that first fight, I did mess up the rotation, so it's not exactly how you want to do it. But this next fight, I do it correctly. Alright, yeah, so I checked the local nodes, and I activate all 3 of the pre-fight's abilities. But yeah, overall, this guy's buff was mainly all about damage output. If you throw off the SP1, you do gain, or you do put a bunch of ruptures on them, and a suppression debuff. But yeah, I just don't think it's quite worth it. I mean, it's not. I haven't really tested out the SP1 that much. I do mess up right there, but yeah. So Alright, but I just keep throwing in combos. I get away from the SP1. He does not really have what I would expect from a War Machine. I didn't expect, like, I would never picture a War Machine with, like, ruptures. I expect that from, like, kind of like jungle people, like Tigra and Hitmonkey. But, yeah, so I get away from the SP2, and I still have the armor break. It still has half the time left. If you want to know the exact time that you have to get from the SP2 to the SP3, it is 30 seconds. I like to throw it right as you're about to hit the SP3. Therefore, you're not so rushed, because sometimes you have a passive AI or something. But you also, with the SP3, you also do get a stun, but you can see the 2 passive Furies and how the damage output has really increased. But this guy's damage output is very nice and much better than it was before. Out of the 2 Ultron and War Machine buffs, first impressions, I would say War Machine is a little bit better. But yeah, that could just be because I like the playstyle a little bit more. He's not such a basic champion anymore. I hate when champions are just so basic to play. It can just get so boring. And this guy, those unique buffs, or the unique synergies that we were putting on earlier, they were not new. Or they were new, I meant. This guy is an older champion. Therefore, like, he was, like, I'm pretty sure one of the first champions to enter Marvel Contest of Champions, so unique synergies were not a thing yet. Alright, but yeah, let's talk about his awakened ability. It's called Empty the Clip, and you've probably experienced it a lot when fighting him in Act 5, or wherever you have fought him. But near the end of the fight, he gains a bunch of Furies and a bunch of armor ups, which is actually not that bad. From an attacking standpoint. I really wish I did have this guy awakened, and I really wish I had him as a higher star, especially nowadays. Yeah, nowadays I may actually consider taking up like a 5 or 6 star version of this guy. When we originally did pre-buff on, like, I'm pretty sure it was this path and everything, it took him like 150 hits to take these guys down. Now it's taking a little bit under 100, which is pretty solid still. This is content not quite made for unupgraded 4 stars, made for like max rank 1, max rank 2. Yeah, so now we have a Hulk matchup, and we gain the armor up, and I think it's impossible to for them to take away the armor up with an armor break or anything. I'm not really sure, but anyway, the damage output is very nice right now. Alright, but I get away from the SP1 right there, and yeah, so we still wait a little bit to go for the SP2, or to the SP2 to get the armor break. But yeah, if you can like fully do this rotation, this guy's rotation really nicely. I haven't figured out how to do the double rotation quite yet, but I will be working on it. But for these matchups, the double rotation is not quite needed in my opinion. Alright, but yeah, I get away, or nope, I do not get away from the SP1. And we do barely survive right there, but then we die right here. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys do get the gist of War Machine. I do think this guy's buff is so much better than he was before. But everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure to comment the videos you want to see. I'm always looking for new ones. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. It tells you a lot about my MCOC account and my channel. And yeah, just everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys later.